How we doing, guys?
Good. Jason, you had a lot of good defensive plays from some of the younger defensive backs tonight.
Yeah, they did a really good job. The signature plays of the game were the interceptions and us taking the ball away from them. And Showers did a good job tipping the first one, and Donovan finished it and ran it in. And Tyvis got one, and Donovan Wilson got another one this week. So, that's certainly something you want from your defense. In order to be a really dominant defense, you have to take the ball away. And those young guys did a good job of that tonight.
Has Wilson impressed you in this training camp, and what's the early word about the ankle injury?
Yeah, he really has, and I think he's probably impressed us the most just with his ability to make plays on the ball, and he's done it in practice, whether it's forcing a fumble or picking up a fumble or intercepting a pass. He just seems to be around the ball. He's a physical player, seems to have a good sense and instinct for the game. He was out for part of the game with his ankle. The X-rays and the MRI, I guess, were negative, so feel good about where he is going forward.
How do you feel overall about injuries sustained tonight, Jason?
Yeah, I think we're fine. Tyvis had a hamstring. John Vay hurt his shoulder. Trying to think who else. Shun. Yeah, and Jordan Shun, he got banged up too. So, we'll see what those guys are, what those injuries are like tomorrow with those guys, and, we'll make the determinations from there.
Looked like during the game you took a shot there on the sideline.
Yeah.
How was your overall condition?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Day to day or all right?
I think I'm probably day-to-day.
In terms of Daniel Wise, it looks like he's had a pretty nice camp. Is he going to make your team, or is this going to be a numbers?
Oh, he's had a really good camp. And again, there's a number of young guys who've gone out there, and every day they seem to show up. And he's shown up in practice. He's shown up in the game. He's got a sneaky way of making plays, and he plays with a relentless spirit. So a lot to like about him. He should be proud of what he's done so far.
Decision not to go with Cooper Rush at all tonight?
Just wanted to play the really young guys. We didn't have many of the backup veteran players starting in the game. We had them available for emergency, and we just wanted to give the young guys a chance to go play.
You've done 2 quarterbacks. You've carried 3 quarterbacks in your tenure as head coach. Do you have a feeling what you're going to do this time?
Not really. We'll make all those determinations here tonight and tomorrow, leading into Saturday. So we'll have some good discussions on all these things.
What were your thoughts on the 2 quarterbacks' performance tonight?
Oh, I thought there were some good things. At times we moved the ball well. Too many times we got behind the chains. Whether it was a negative play or a penalty, sometimes it's hard to sustain drives there. But I thought they made good decisions, made some good throws. Obviously, the turnover by Mike was not something you want. I thought Taryn did a good job, just kind of moving around and making some plays and getting the ball moving and give us a chance. Obviously, Jalen made a huge play there at the end, to be able to catch that thing and spin out of that, tackle, and go make the long touchdown run. But, I do think Taryn did a good job. He seemed more comfortable this week than he did last week, and that's to be expected. You get a little experience under your belt, and I thought he went out there and functioned well.
I know you'll need to look at the film, especially in the interior of the line, but Tristan Hill didn't seem to have much of an impact tonight. What did you notice in his game tonight, and just overall?
Yeah, hard for me to tell right now. I do think the defensive line played well. They seemed to control the line of scrimmage, both in the run game, they were around the quarterback. So, a lot of those young guys played a lot of snaps tonight. So we'll watch the tape and see how they did. Can't really speak to anybody individually.
Well, with the play of the younger players this year, Jason, is this going to be even a tougher year than normal, figuring out who to cut?
Well, what you're trying to do is create a competitive roster, and you do that a lot of different ways. You do that by trying to draft well, and then you bring in college free agents and some veteran guys. And, what our job is as coaches is to give them chances to show who they are over the course of training camp practices and these preseason games. So we've tried to do that, and now we've got to pull back and just make some hard decisions. And you'd like to keep them all. The approach that these guys have taken has been outstanding. They come to work every day, but we will have some hard decisions. Going from 90 to 53, there's a lot of guys who aren't going to be a part of this team who really did some good stuff and might be worthy of being in that conversation. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of their road. A lot of guys have taken circuitous routes to really successful careers. So we'll make some hard decisions. We'll have some hard discussions, and we'll try to do what's best for our football team.
What about Tristan Hill? From where we sit, it looks like he's kind of struggled as a rookie. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, I don't know if that's fair. He's done some good things. He's going about it the right way, and he'll continue to learn and grow. We've really liked his approach. He comes to work. He really tries to learn from his experiences. Technically, if he's not doing something right and you coach him on it, he tries to do it the right way the next time. And he's got a spirit about him. You can tell he really likes to play football and wants to work at it. So he'll continue to get better and better as we go.
McGovern's setback kind of complicates your discussions that you'll have over the next 24 hours about what to do.
Yeah, we just got to see what his timetable is. Unfortunately, we just haven't seen him play very much football. Obviously, we like him a lot. We had him, rated very high on our draft board, and we took him, in the bottom of the third round. And he's someone we think has a chance to be a good player. But again, we haven't seen much of him, and he has had a little bit of a setback with that pec. So we'll just see what the timetable is and try to make our best decision.
Michael Jackson in that category a little bit too, just based off.
He's been dealing with a hamstring, and we haven't seen him play very much. So, we'll have to try our best to work through those discussions and see where he fits.
Jason, after a fourth game like this, will you tell any specific player whether or not he made it or not, or do you wait for that to make that announcement to them later?
Yeah, we'll have discussions with our guys tomorrow, starting tomorrow with some of the guys who aren't going to be part of our team, and they'll continue probably into Saturday as we finalize before the cut down Saturday afternoon. So I don't know that I'll go talk to anybody. You've made the team. We'll just go through the process. We'll have discussions as a staff and as an organization as to what the decisions are, and then we'll go through that process.
Challenged the one pass interference tonight and done, I believe, 3 times in preseason. What about the one tonight, and just overall, do you have a better feel for what's going to be called or how?
Yeah, we've looked at all the ones that were called up to this point around the league, and I think my overarching impression is that they're not going to overturn very many of them. And, the clear and obvious description that they're using, it seems to have to be really clear and really obvious. So, and that's really what we wanted out of preseason, just to see what the standard is, see what the strike zone is. And, we'll continue to have conversations about why some of these plays aren't overturned or why they're not calling them OPI or DPI on the field. But, again, it's a learning process for all of us. We'll try to gather the information and try to make our decisions based on what they share with us. And it'll be a work in progress, and we'll just try our best to handle it the right way for our team.
Do you feel pretty confident that how the precedent they've set with that in these first 4 games, that will continue now the regular season, or are you prepared that we could still see some unpredictable changes?
Yeah, again, I think we're going to have some thoughtful conversations with the league about this, about where they are, and really ask that very question. And is this the strike zone? Is this the standard? If we get a similar play like this, is it reasonable for us to expect it's going to be called the same way? And I'm assuming it will be. And they'll probably go back and say, well, maybe this one should have been called differently or that one should have been called differently. They've typically been very honest with us about those kinds of things. So, again, it's a work in progress. We're all trying to gauge, what the standard is going to be and try to make our best judgments.
Now that preseason's over, Jason, where are you in regard to what your goals were before preseason began, getting ready for this first game of the season?
Yeah, I think our goals are all still intact. The goal for this football team is to, compete for a Super Bowl championship. And if that's not your goal, you shouldn't be involved in this. And I would say the same thing about 31 other teams in this league. But that's something that we put in the back of our minds, and what we try to do is focus on what we need to do each day to become better players, better coaches, a better football team. And that's really what's on the forefront of our mind. Improve every day. Try to get better every day with the opportunities that we have. That's really what our goal is more than anything else. And hopefully that will allow us to achieve the other goals that we have as we go.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Have a good Labor Day.
You too.
I guess that's it for in here, Russ.
That's it for in here.
All right, thanks.